Hello everybody, welcome back to Balatro. Today is Labor Day. Remember to thank your local communists, etc, etc, etc. And for those of you who have been wondering for years, eons in fact, what the difference is between a Homestar Runner and a Homestuck, there you go. Homestar Runner actively celebrates Labor Day. Meanwhile, with Homestuck, Andrew Hussey openly tried to sink the ship between the hammer wielder and the sickle wielder by having John tell Carcat that he's not a homosexual, and this is a bit, obviously. I don't really know that I think Andrew Hussey believes in anything, almost. But here we go, and yeah, we're playing with the new alternate card styles that have been added for a couple of indie games. We can show that off real quick in the customized deck option. Well, before I do that, where's our settings? I want to show off the other thing. Yeah, stake stickers. Those are going to be on all of our jokers. This shows up like everywhere, hilariously. It even shows up during the loading screen for the basic joker. It's very odd and quite funny to me, actually. But I digress. Click back. And yeah, customized deck. We can make our face cards for each of our suits look a little bit different. We got a set from The Witcher for the spades. For hearts, we've got the little Among Us guys. For clubs, we've got some folks from Vampire Survivors. And for diamonds, we've got fellows from Dave the Diver. I have a feeling that a lot of people have very strong reactions about these, especially because, again, over on Hearts, we've got Among Us is here, and everybody's probably like, oh, the Among Us is cringe. Guys, just shut up and have fun for once in your lives. Anyway, enough of me being that kind of person. Let's get into this. And because we're on Gold Stake, here's a look at what we're dealing with in terms of penalties. Our small blind gives no reward money, so we only gain money from our amount of hands left. The score requirement scales up real fast. Oh, thank you for the 100 bits.
Do you think that Decepticons have hanger management issues? You know who is great at venting? Fans, or ALTTP runners, or speedrunner.
Singular speedrunner, according to the text-to-speech thing. Oh well, thank you. So yeah, our score is scaling up pretty hard. Shops can have eternal jokers, which are just, they cannot be sold or destroyed, which is very interesting for certain cards, but I don't know if those will show up. We are at a disadvantage of having -1 discard per ante. Or, pardon me, per blind. Let me use that properly. Shops can have perishable jokers, which only last for 5 rounds, after which point they become debuffed. And you either have to sell them or they waste space. And lastly, shops can have rental jokers, which cost $3 per round. So I'm really looking forward to a lot of rounds of just not seeing anything useful in the shop. Which could be a little bit rough because we've got this winning combination going on of just trying to stock a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, the TCG list dropped. I missed part of it because I don't remember a whole lot of it, but I do remember seeing the That Grass Looks Greener unban. And I'm still kind of agog at that as just a concept of like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is what it is, and granted, I think having grass at 1 is going to make decks that are powered by it a bit of a pain in the ass. But also, okay, for those of you who are not versed in Yu-Gi-Oh! That Grass Looks Greener mills cards off the top of your deck until you go down to 40, I believe. I believe it's a flat go to 40, so if you're building an oversized deck, you basically, you can have a deck size of up to 60. So if you if you pull grass on your opening hand, you can mill as many as 15 cards, and dumping 15 cards into your graveyard in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just disgustingly powerful. Speaking of disgusting, what the fuck is this game? Wow, I really did say welcome to the fucking neighborhood, huh? Perishable, rental, polychrome, and it's reserved fucking parking. It's one of the worst things I could get anyway. Wow, I'm swearing a lot, obviously, because it's like, what are you doing, game? Why are you being so awful? Speaking of awful, oh my god. Oh, wow. Okay. So, every single Joker we've seen so far has been perishable. And all but one have been rentals. Game's a real asshole. That's all I'll say for you. Just get me out of here. Somewhere else. Yeah, okay, because... Again, I don't remember, like, everything in this list. I may have to take a closer look at that in a few minutes here. Alright, so let's take the trading card. Because at this rate, we're going to need so much money. So, okay, we're basically tanking one of our discards every turn. Just to be able to get a little bit more bankroll going here, which is going to be quite rough, but sooner rather than later, we'll be able to trim our deck down to such a place where I'd say that hopefully we're not in complete trash zone. But even that might be a stretch. I'll buy that. That's nice to have. Alright, so what's our weak suit? Full deck? Okay, yeah, so we're chucking aces. Or aces, we're chucking hearts, rather. Yeah, let me click through here and see if there's... Oh yeah, they did actually limit a bunch of the snake eyes. I'm surprised by that, and I completely forgot that was the case, to be quite honest with you, because like I said, I didn't remember a whole lot of this except, oh hey, grass at 1, time seal at 3, that's another one, skill drain at 1, but I figured that skill drain was gonna go no lower than that, really. So how long does this little bastard have? Another 2 rounds. Sure, we'll sell that. We'll hex the trading card, and we will buy the Abstract Joker. I mean, the Abstract Joker is probably not a great choice in the long run, but it'll do anyway. Ooh, yeah, so we're going spades here quite heavily, but I'm going to actually death away our 2 of hearts and make another Jack of spades because it has that foil effect on it. So that could be quite potent. Chuck that. And yeah, just go all in on trying to grab more of those spades for that big flush, but I'm sure the way this game plays, it's not going to give us that. Especially because we're -1 hand size because this guy sucks. Oh yeah, we don't have the thing anymore. We don't have the hanging chad left, so no need to rearrange our hand. At least for the moment. Ooh, a permanent rental for... But it is $1, so I mean... We kind of maintain with that, and Hanging Chad is strong if we are able to consistently draw the good card. But I'm not putting that as being too likely, so I'm just going to instead tank my entire bank here and try to get planets that are actually useful. Ooh, yes. That's good. See, I need more jokers just to power this thing up, if nothing else. Oh, boy. Oh, no, that's perishable. Never mind. That's not eternal. That's good, though. I can take that. And it should gain enough value at some point. Well, remember, I don't know a whole lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards right now in general, so I forget what like half of those are, but regardless, I don't know, maybe they will change some of that stuff at some point. Ooh, Rocket, yes, there's a real moneymaker. As I continue to, like, mostly just build cash cards at this point. Like some sort of absolute clown, or perhaps even a buffoon. Oh, fuck you, game. I'm taking the Matador just that way I can have the boost to that. Boss. Can't lose that. Gain $8. At least there's that. At least we're gaining a little bit of money off of that for, you know, hurting ourselves, but I don't feel particularly joyful about that regardless. It's okay. Goodness willing, we'll be able to get, like, actual jokers sometime soon. Would be kind of nice. Ooh, four fingers, but it's perishable. I mean, on the other hand, I will take it anyway. I won't even sell anything for it because we are awash with cash right now. So I'm perfectly fine with just spending everything down a little bit. In fact, I'll go all the way to, like, the bottom of this here. Faceless. Oh, that's shit. Fine, game. Fine. Throw that out. And darn, we're just not making a whole lot of points off of a lot of this right now. That's a shame. Then again, that's because we kind of wrecked what little buff we had on the flush anyway. From that one boss that's terrible. Yeah, no, Appaloosa was going to get banned and has been going to get banned for a very long time, as far as I can understand. Which, again, admittedly is not necessarily that far because, yeah, but I digress. Let's clear those. Alright, we have more clubs in the deck, so we'll do this instead. As we try to build towards a club flush here. That'll do. I think that'll do anyway. I mean, yeah, this thing is not doing too much, but it's a free plus 10. Doing ew. Why? That's awful. Okay, so what does this look like? Oh, I can't kill that with the luchador, but I can do this anyway, because yeah, so rip trading card, you're not doing anything this hand whatsoever. I'm assuming the lens was on the boss of the Spirit Temple. Of all places, because, yeah, something that terrible would happen. Observatory, that's nice. Buy that, and just leave it in our inventory. Yay, level up our hand. Can we get, like, a High Priestess in here with the actual... No. Tragic. Wheel. Do you want to upgrade one of those for me? No. That's the answer, is go to hell. The chest's in the sandy room where you play Zelda's Lullaby. Oh. That's kind of gross, too. Hey, look, it's something that's not going to be a hindrance to us for once. Wow. They do exist. Oh, Santa. Wait. Wrong joke. Alright. Use that. And High Priestess. Neither of these are particularly what I want out of my life, but... Okay. So, let's turn this one, I guess. Yeah, hookshot only being on Bombchu Bowling, that's not bad at all. Alright. Diamonds are our next target for destruction, by the way, so... Yeah. Our chance of drawing into a Spade Flush Field passable. Not passable enough. I think we're boned here. And by I think we're boned here, I mean I know we're boned here, because this is just no points. Oh, boy. Yeah, you can tell how rough this gets. I'm taking that. Like, I think we kind of were onto a good thing with that trading card. Up until we just were not getting jack diddly shit for anything else. We were getting nowhere on any other of our things, and that's a problem. Game, can you, like, fuck off with making these not be a thing that's permanent, by the way? Game! Please! Fine, fuck you, I'll take the burglar. And I'll make it fucking polychrome. Zex would not even admit it's bad. That sounds like the sort of level that you'd get out of executives, really. In terms of them not being willing to admit that it was terrible. That something was terrible, rather. This game hasn't been giving me very many good choices lately, so... I'm a little bit rustled. Alright, let's double my money. Clearance sale. Open this Mega Arcana pack. I can't be taking too many... I really cannot be taking too many rentals. And there's just a lot of them. I mean, maybe it is a little bit, but that's just the internet in general and how anything online operates. You just... Anything is slightly bad, you will have people acting like it's... like it kicked their dog or something, basically. People get way over the top on the internet about absolutely everything. But yeah, at least somebody had some fun with that, I guess. Duo, we'll take a duo. And we'll take this. That. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I know that I'm streaming, so it's like, hey, yeah, I feel like this feels obligatory almost, but not necessarily in maybe as disappointed of a sounding way, but also, who can say, or something. That, and go back to our 2 pairs. And hey, that's a pretty good scoring hand, all considered. Just chuck a bunch of crap now, and... Hey! We drew into something partway decent. Again, though, I do really need, like, some sort of other Joker here. Oh, I see. The game's calling me a clown. I'm about to become the Joker at this rate. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Full house? That could be a nice thing to try to shoot for. As a target hand, but... I don't know that I'm gonna make that my whole, like, plan at any point here, because... I do kind of like those stone cards. A little bit. I appreciate when somebody hits me with a rock or something. Wait. That's interesting. Is that why I saw Tears of the Kingdom trending on the Bird website earlier today? And yes, I know I really need to finally divest from that website, but I mean, a problem is that just so many people ultimately did not. So I'm the one who's stuck here like, where is everybody as I lose access to all my ways of communicating with people? Hey, Retro. And, you know, so the internet turns yet again. What's our... Oh yeah, spades are the ones that we don't care too much about. So we'll do that. I'll turn that into a steel card just because steel cards are nice to have around. And hey, there it is right away. Funny that. Unfortunately, now we have to deal with the part of drawing a hand that'll actually let me take advantage of it. That should do a little bit. Yeah, that's something at least, I guess. Like, you can tell that our hands are just not great right now. We just has the... This is a... Oh, yeah. I gotcha. Well, neat. I mean, it sure feels like that. And nothing that I own is made for left hand. Or something. I don't know how to finish this joke up. Yeah, so you should be at or near, if I recall correctly, Bardam's Medal. Bardam's Medal is a dungeon that I find quite fun. I feel like a lot of people probably just absolutely fucking hate Bardam's Medal. But I don't. Again, I don't know how to follow that up. It's a fun dungeon. Boss in the middle that's basically just like a test on how well you remember certain mechanics. Although, of course, remember in this case may be a bit of a stretch because quite a few of them are from... Oh yeah, Aurum Vale is the other one that people are like, that is people's least favorite, probably. Aurum Vale is irritating, but they made it... They made it exactly the same, actually. Never mind. I won't say shit about in either direction there, because Aurum Vale has one very big issue that I think they made significantly more frustrating in more recent versions of things, which is that opening part of the dungeon where you can skip all those mobs, right? Yeah, good luck with that. It is not an easy thing to pull off at all. In fact, you might say it's quite difficult, because it's quite difficult. Yeah, I mean, look at this garbage, by the way. I hate this boss, too. This is, like, the worst boss that we're up against as an option here. Plus, it even debuffs you before your cards get scored. So, like, yeah, what was I supposed to do there? Just get terrible luck over and over again. Yeah, see, with Aurum Vale, There are a lot of people who I would say massively overstate how much the core dungeon itself is bad. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not exactly my favorite, but I think a lot of people... I kind of feel like a large part of people's frustrations with Orem Vale would be cleared up, A, if they knew how to break off from... You know, if they were paying a little bit of attention to break off from DPSing or whatever to go eat the marble fruits. And B, I think there are some status effects that healers can actually Asuna. And I feel like that's a thing that a lot of healers just absolutely do not do. Also, we got completely fucked on this one, by the way. So... So yeah, Orem Vale is like the... Oh, that's a little bit of a... That's a foolish idea, to put it nicely. That's... Why would you do that to yourself, or to anyone else, for that matter? Ooh, Space Joker. It's a rental, but this could be quite strong, and we're going to take it. And we're going to buff it out, and we're going to hope that we don't get screwed from this. Oh, I see. I misinterpreted. That's my fault. But yeah, that's definitely... That'll put the fear of the afterworld into someone. Don't eat the fruits in Orem Vale and they're a rookie healer. Oof. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit rough. $1 for that? Well, I guess because it's a rental. We're gonna have a rough go of extracting anything useful out of this game, aren't we? Let's do. I see. Yeah, that sounds like a bit of just overestimating your talent because you've done something similar, which isn't quite going to help, but yeah. By the way, Space Joker is being an absolute butt right now and giving me absolutely nothing. Like, no boost for any of that. Okay, sure. This thing pisses me off so much, but I take it every time. Just like, oh yeah, it's gonna pay off this time, you guys. It's gonna pay off this time. And it never does. And I get what I deserve every time, but also just, oh man. Anyway, had to vent my spleen a little bit there. My spleen! I have not played No More Heroes, I think, ever. Hey, we finally got a level out of this thing. Wow. Next rando, another attempt at Metroid Fusion. I don't know yet, and the answer is possibly, maybe? Yeah, I know, real helpful, but I'm legitimately not sure about if I'm going to do another crack at Metroid Fusion rando, because that is rough, as we've seen before. I mean, a rand lock is also a possibility. I'm not 100% sure yet. Yay, we gained a level from our Space Joker. Hell yeah. Riffraff should help combat, pardon me, our issue with like not being able to get money so easily by just giving us junk to sell every round. Our sell values feel like they're absolute crap. We didn't buy a... No, we haven't bought a thing that reduces price. But yeah, we'll figure out what it is when I get to it. As ever, that'll be the thing that's on Fridays. So, yeah. Mystic Summit. Red card. Am I gonna be making enough money to make this viable? Is my problem here. The answer is probably no. We can buy it, we can sell the... Let's go for it, actually. I'll sell that, I'll sell that. We'll gain 2 more jokers at the start of next round. And show me absolute garbage. Skip that. Yay! So now it's worth plus 13. And we get the banner. The banner is kind of worthless, and the green joker as well, really. Because we're hunting for 2 pair hands here. Sell that straight off, and honestly, sell this already too. Hooray! That, I was gonna say that kind of came in clutch, but not quite. So hey, the game is definitely trying to make me regret this, which, I mean, sure, alright, but also, yeah, good luck, buddy. Ooh, flush boost does sound nice, but I'm skipping. Okay, the hook. There could be some goodies coming out of this if we're lucky. Discard and... Oh, I wish that wasn't all odds, because otherwise Even Steven is like not giving us a boost whatsoever there. That's a pity. This, however, this is gonna go over nicely. I don't gotta move anything around, because, yeah. Quick sell, and see, this is just $4 to instantly... Oh, fuck that. I'll also skip that because I don't care about those. I'll sell the Even Steven. It's not powerful enough for what I want here. And this is interesting. Earn $5 if 3 or more face cards are discarded at the same time. Well, more importantly, we get $5 out of that, and that's pretty big. You'd be shocked by how useful that is. Unfortunately, you'd also be shocked by how absolutely awful my draws keep being here. Handy-ish. And we're on our last one here. I think we're up shit creek on this, but maybe not. Ooh, so close. Feeling the squeeze there. Yikes, game. Oh my god. Now this is a pack. This is actually quite a tough choice, because I've got a couple of blue seals here, which will boost my hands, if I'm lucky enough to have them there. Or a holograph on a card is quite strong. But I could skip and I could boost the red card some more. But I think ultimately I'm going to take the 10 of diamonds with the blue seal on it. And then we're going to go in here and we're basically going to just quick skip this. Yeah, next one over. Oh, hi, delayed gratification. That is of 0 value in this round, period. Like, don't even joke around with me about that game. I may be a clown, but I'm not that much of a clown. Tragedy, we didn't get any boost off of that, but okay. Use it. Runner is... See... Runner is a card that... I almost want to take this, but we're not building straights here, so... This isn't actually all that useful for me. And that's going to get pawned, and we're going to... take this instead, and yeah, I'll take the 2 pair. Because sincerely, how hard could it possibly be to get any 2 pair stuff going? And the answer is, don't fucking say that, stupid. You're gonna find out. I'll take a buff to our high card, because that's handy. I don't know what that is, so I'm taking a bit of a chance by throwing it. No, it's just an ace. Okay. Good. I mean, it's weird to be like, hey, yeah, I dumped an ace. That's good. But listen. There's a reason. It's because we would love to get a proc for this thing. If the game just feels like not giving me total crap. But unfortunately, by this point, I think we all kind of know how this game likes to operate. And that involves kicking the player in the mush constantly. Yeah. All right, so what's the deal? What am I what am I missing? Why am I talking like that? I'm being silly. What's the information here? There's no Lagoon randomizer. Well, I can't say as I'm terribly surprised about this because Lagoon, I would imagine, sits in that sort of area of like games that only a small number of people are aware of outside of its difficulty. No, not Bahamut Lagoon. Bahamut Lagoon is a different game. This one is just called Lagoon, which, you know, it's not some kind of pond simulator. So, bit of a choice, but to-do list. Yeah, we'll take the to-do list. We'll give it a boost. And that will maybe be our bankroll if the game decides to give us hands that don't suck butt as the option. Yeah, like that. I mean, when that happens, hey, yeah. Yeah, that's about what I expect. DNA showing up a little too early for my liking. And it's perishable. Oh, and now the to-do list wants a fucking straight flush. You know what, to-do list? Rot in hell. I would assume that that is probably at least a little bit the case. There are quite a few games that are a little bit like Ys, so... Okay, this one's a 2-pair now, so that's nice. Oh, hell yeah. We are going to honestly almost consider copying the to-do list, but we're just going to trance the 3 of hearts. Move forward. Do a little bit of that. And that's not worth many points, really, so I think I'm just going to... Yeah, I guess we're looking for a clubs flush here. We're gonna get our clubs deuced a little bit. Wait. Oh, hey, it wants flush next round. Good. Easy. Speaking of clubs, we'll take that. It's pretty close to being debuffed. I forget if you can just sell them while they're debuffed in order to make your money. I'm taking the investment tag because I feel confident about this. Probably more than I should with my current arrangement of stuff. Oh yeah, see, nothing to worry about. For good freaking reason. And we become filthy rich. Well, okay. We acquire a decent quantity of money, we'll say that. Filthy rich might still be stretching it a little bit. Sock and Bus can re-trigger all played cards. Oh, that's actually worth it. Never mind. That's good. I'm taking that. Pair. As we just play a couple of those in order to gain a little bit of cash. Because I think it's a fair trade-off compared to the other stuff. I should probably have been throwing extra cards as I was going there, but it's fine. Because, yeah, we are going to need a source of some money while we're doing some stuff here. Random card and add. See, a lot of that is quite tough to say. Yeah, we'll do that. Give me that $20 bill. Buy the trance. Buy that. And move on to the next. You want a straight. Nah, I'm not doing that. It's not gonna come up. Actually, I think it almost did. That's the key word there. Is that? And yeah, funnily enough, I said, oh yeah, these are worth it. I haven't drawn any cards to use with them, basically, for any of my good hands. So the game is kind of laughing at me a little bit, even now. Which, personally, I think is just even funnier. But I digress. At negative to one random joker, -1 hand size. Should I do it? I mean, we're not even using a full clip here. but also I'll go for it. Yeah, see, and this is why we don't use a full, because everything is perishable, and quite a few of them are just awful anyway, so... Today is a straight flush. That's not great anyway. This could be quite rough because we're... Yeah, well, we did get that at least. So that's a pretty good play. But you can see that we're not in the greatest of... Never mind. Yeah, see, that Sock and Buskin photograph combo is taking us places. Oh, speaking of taking us places, let's take ourselves more places, namely to the wonderful world, of bankruptcy, by picking up a perishable rental Joker. Game is just like, hey, you want something that's absolutely gonna cause you problems? And I'll just be like, yes! Absolutely. Make me suffer. So that way I can get mad about it later and I'll sound totally reasonable. Except the other thing. No planet. Damn. Damn. Walkie-talkie. I'll take the seltzer, actually. It's probably a little bit too early to be picking that up to gain any use out of it. But it's fine, probably. Now, there we go. This is a good hand. All right, get some sleep, buddy. Now, that's a pretty good money card, but we already have... well, I mean, this thing really doesn't do much for us, does it? So... None of these are terribly good, but I'll take that anyway. Yeah, I'll sacrifice the seltzer already, and I'll buy that. Does it have? That has 3 more rounds to go. Hearts are debuffed, and I really don't care. Because we're basically just all about the clubs here. And then the game just won't let us draw any of them, so... Rough stuff for me, but that's better. Have I seen The Legend of Beavis? Oh, I believe I have, but it was quite a while ago, if I recall. If I'm recalling correctly, where it's the old Legend of Zelda cartoon with Beavis and Butthead dialogue dubbed over it, right? Ooh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I didn't remember all the details for obvious reasons, but yeah, that sounds like something... That sounds familiar, is what I'm trying to say here. Right, yeah, a lot of work went into it for real. I just didn't remember all of it because it's been a while since I've seen it. Oh, hey, yeah, perishable popcorn. That's already a little silly. Thanks, game. Not getting much to work with here, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll have something better by the boss, because Manacle, when our hand size is already debuffed, is going to be a little bit painful, I think. Can I draw? There we go. Probably should reorder those a little differently. Whatever. It's fine. We have way too much money for that. Very funny, though, game. Under other circumstances, that would have been quite a potentially strong engine, but... Nothing doing this time, game. Eh. Strange choice, but... Yeah, who can say? Now that is not useful to us, unfortunately, that ride the bus. Buy and hold that. Oh, hey, look, here's Scary Face again. Well, you'll do. As I have to come into this with, like... Oh, it worked out, though. Buy the blank in case we get antimatter to show up. It could happen. I'm telling you, it could happen. You gotta believe me. That's probably not an ideal choice, but it's probably going to be fine. Yeah, see, it worked out in the end. Ish. Actually, I suppose it truly did not, but yeah, we still had time to get completely screwed on this one, but somehow it worked out. Hooray! Yay, yay. Ooh, a brainstorm, but it's perishable. You know something? Sure. We'll sell that for the $1. Take this. Move it over there for whatever the reason may be. How much money are we making out of that? $6? Yeah, so there's still straight 4 of a kind and straight flush mirror. Yeah, I mean, possibly that could be the reason why, but I don't know, I'm just like, well, they did strange things with those cartoons, really, so what else can definitely be said about that? Okay, so this is a case where I'm trying to think about what okay, yeah, it's definitely going to be that we want to do this. Like, yeah, look at those scores go now. Sheesh. Unfortunately, it's not going to last. I mean, I guess I could just skip straight to the end at this point. And then bank on an absolute prayer of getting what I need, but... yeah, so let's go with this, and hopefully we don't get completely screwed on our draws here. Oh, this is absolutely awful in every conceivable way. It's 60k. Is that even a real possibility here? The answer is probably going to be no, but... yeah, I didn't think so. Ugh, fuck. And this is how rough this gets sometimes. It's just, you can be absolutely just annihilated by getting the worst possible RNG you have ever seen in any video game. At this point, I'm kind of used to that, but also, it does still hurt a little bit when you have a good thing going and the game just tells you no. I'll take the hiker. God, I wish those weren't perishable, though, but, you know. Sometimes the game is just dedicated to being a complete jerk to you. As we have at this point seen multiple times, and I should have played that a little better. Oh well. It's fine. We were going to need multiple hands to finish this out anyway. Link just in general has more thorough characterization in the games. Let's take that, sell this, Hex, and take Mystic Summit. This is a rental, but I think we'll be able to get away with it because, well, the game may end up still continuing to give us completely garbage hands, but we'll figure that out when we get there. And in theory, the trio should keep us decently in business in terms of, like, just the sheer buff it gives us. But also, hey, yeah, the polychrome helps out a lot. Nothing great there, so... okay. Oh! Just opening on this. Well, we need to waste our discards first. So that way we can play a full house. and get the full boost. Because otherwise, I don't know, maybe we wouldn't have made it. I'm sure we would have, but also, I'm not sure of anything anymore, so... Take the ice cream. That's pretty good, I think. Hey, we drew right into our full house again. I probably should have actually spent the other discard, but as you can see, it didn't matter too much in the end. Let's take that. Just start boosting 3 of a kind. Yeah, I mean, I think that part of it is just like, well, the writers didn't have a lot to go on in terms of character for, well, for anyone there at all, actually, but... Hooray! We don't have to worry about losing anything on our good hand, because I didn't remember that that was the arm until just then. More queens in the deck? Yes. Do things this way, i.e. by mauling our ice cream's HP a little bit there. Hey, I can't buy anything. Although, honestly, if I want to abuse that, I really need to, at some point, just start changing a lot of the cards in my deck if I can. If I can pull out of this rut, which might be a little tough. Well, trading card. Sell that. I can afford the trading card. Hooray! Discard those. So I still don't know if that's a queen or a king right now. Alright, so I'm gonna hope against hope, and that's, yeah, that's not what I was looking for. Figured. Doof. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Bidoof. Wait. Oh, that's something else. Sorry. Ah, fuck. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. For reasons like that, because... Hey, yeah, now it's gonna try to maul our, like, only good hand that we have. Leave the hearts, there we go. Fuck. This game is being really just not wanting me to get past anything here. Granted, it's also kind of my fault for taking a huge gamble there, but, I mean, the game could comply a little bit, right? I could have some degree of luck here. Perishable. Rental. Sure, I want it just for that. I can sell it back. Buy that. At least now we can have some semblance of a backup hand here for a second. As I proceed to get nothing here, because that's how this always seems to go. Numbers, yeah, so... Actually, I think technically it would be easier to draw with diamonds, but I'll keep that because 5 of clubs. It's 5 of clubs somewhere. Wait, no, that's a... Hi, I'm here with terrible jokes again. Listen, this is... this is a little rough. So the bad jokes are gonna happen a lot. Because I gotta do something to keep myself amused. Hooray! Everything is dirt cheap. Yay, 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 yay. And nothing in here is good. But we'll do that, I guess. I'm not entirely surprised that Nintendo wasn't really paying a lot of attention to it at the time, because I don't know. I don't know if they would have assumed that it would have even been much of a useful venture for that sort of thing, I guess. But I'm trying to... Boy, oh boy, that's irritating. Game gives you absolutely nothing to work with. Eesh. See, at least this will get us some points. I don't think this is a win, but... Never mind, it's a one-shot. This thing would be so good if it wasn't both perishable and rental. Okay, now this is quite nice. Like, okay, it encourages us going a little overboard on some things, but it'll be fine, probably. Also, I like how I picked this up and immediately the suit that it asks for just disappears through my deck entirely. Like, where are any of the hearts? I have drawn 3 after discarding twice and playing 2 hands. I'm not even going to be able to draw a hearts flush for the last hand, am I? Oh, never mind. There we go. I was fully expecting the game to be like, absolutely not. And hey, look, we're starting in almost the same position here for this kind of nonsense. Game, please. There we go, that's better. Yeah, Mario was definitely, well, seemed like Nintendo's thing at the big thing at the time compared to anything else. And then eventually, of course, well, we know now that, hey, they're known for multiple things. It turns out that's a thing you can do, strangely enough. Like, who could have imagined, right? Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Really feel like I should have skipped that one. Oh well. Too late now. Should have thought about that at the time. Oh well. Take the banana. You can sell that now. And here we go. We're free of any of the constraints of like, hey, you need a certain suit for the most points in your Ancient Joker. Unfortunately, this does mean that our values are going to be less, but we'll score more off of our dump hands. And we should still be safe to get this. I think. Yeah. I'll take that because it gives a multiplier. That's probably better for any of our anythings. Cutting it a little close here, but we have to do that a lot because this game's a bit of a jerk. Use that and gain $1 and proceed to the next round. Oh, skip. And now for this, which is terrible at this point. Yay, I love only having 2 discards. And we're down to the last hand. So at the very least, this may be a... Well, it gets tripled. We're absolutely gonna get annihilated for this, I think. 21 times 3 is 63 times another 1.5 puts us up to 94 times 15 is 3 plus 940 plus 470. We're falling short here, basically. Yeah. Again, it's kind of amazing how fast that thing goes from being really easy on some of the earlier things to just the worst once you hit blue stake and you're down a discard. Hey, we got $7 to amazingly not end up saddled with total trash this time, but still pretty damn close. Take the red card. I'm tempted to take the misprint, but I won't. Move on. This, yeah, just barely enough, really, but hey, if it works, it works. Oh, hey, that's actually useful. Won't skip that. As much as I normally would be tempted, but... yeah, no, that's definitely not the case. But also expecting fans to know, like, any of that stuff, well... you're asking a lot, or something. Either way, I will be right back, everybody. All the one people who are here. Okay, I'm back, and I picked up Space Joker, as you can see, so I'm ready to get clowned again, game. Which isn't just a joke about the, well, Jokers, but... at this point, the real Joker here is me, if I think that this thing is gonna help me, but... oh, I can't afford that. That'd be useful right now. Money is just not a thing that we're gonna have, like, ever, really. So we can't really Mr. Krabs it up here too much. Hello, I like money. No, we're not gonna be able to have any. The game said no. Absolutely the fuck not. Oh wow, that's a lot of... It's a lot of others before. Oh hey, Madness is pretty funny with Eternal Jokers, but unfortunately we're in such a position where we can't really take advantage. Skip that, I just wanted the extra boost on there. I see. Think. Nice! A free flush right in the shop. And by free, I mean not free at all, actually, but... Hey, classic Space Joker. Nothing yet. Nothing at all. Like I said, getting clowned on by this thing pretty seriously. Skip that. See, this thing is actually finally starting to pull its weight. A little bit. There we go. Sometimes I almost wonder if it's like, hey, yeah, we're penalizing flushes with shittier RNG because it's just an easy thing to pivot to constantly. Because it's such a simple hand to make. And it already has just such a level of being weak that, yeah. We'll take this because it will let us copy one of these, and either of them are probably good. Yeah, that was a bit of a waste, really. Well, oops. Yeah, and now we are just completely flying blind here, and we have to hope that we have good cards after this point. Which we're not going to, but... Oh, at least we get an upgrade to our pair. Thanks, Space Joker. Making me look like an ass yet again. Yeah, that was not well done. I probably shouldn't have gambled on that early, whatever that hand was that I've forgotten already. Ah, good. I'm glad to see that that part of my brain is working properly. Full house, that's what it was. I shouldn't have gambled on that. That would not have gotten me a win no matter what, so... We'll take this for some money. This tends to be pretty good, actually. Rough diamond. I mean, it does mean that you don't win with diamond as well as a suit, because it's not an actual boosting effect, but it gives you a ton of cash, so that's quite helpful. Plus 80 chips if played hand contains a flush is okay, but wasteful is a much more useful thing to have right now, because the ability to dump garbage hands more readily, especially with this boss being the thing that we have to deal with. Because that could ruin any of our attempts to set hands up decently very easily. Sadly, I don't have anything else there, but yeah, we just barely got away with that. But we did earn a reasonable chunk of cash during the round, so I think it balanced out. Buy that. Jumbo Buffoon pack. Show me something halfway decent. Oh, there's nothing real use here. I'm taking this because it's the strongest. Purple seal that thing. Emperor. That's nice. Sell the sun. Discard these and some more of those. I'll give him one of these and I'll give him one of those, etc. Wait. Is that... seed money is probably useful. I think we're able to deal with this next couple of halfway decently. Sure, we'll discard the whole spade flush there. Just to keep it on theme or something, I don't know. Neat. Get one of those. Take to the moon. Leveling up our money gain some more. At least for a little bit. Eventually it's going to be chucked. First hand is drawn face down. Well, we at least have a little bit of wiggle room now that we have extra discard. So it's slightly less painful, but it still doesn't really make me happy as a thing to see. Like, that still feels a little bit dirty, but... You know what, game? You know better than I do. Or something. Blueprints for all of 5 rounds, but sure, we'll do that. I'll sell to the moon. We don't really need that so much. This is a good set of malt. This will do good work for us, especially if we can get more. I was hoping for more Jupiter cards, but tragically not to be. Anyway, we're earning nicely here with that stuff, so it offsets the cost of that a little bit, which is great. Because otherwise, yeah, that would be horrible. And continuing to pick up a decent chunk of our selected planet here. Rounds left on that. God, I don't know what I'm gonna do when that runs out, but we'll figure it out when we get there. I think. Slightly unfortunate. Boost that, I suppose. Base cards drawn face down. One of the worst full houses one has ever seen. And yet we still got pretty good points out of it, actually. Thanks to all of those multipliers. Like, wow. Heart boosting Joker is not going to be a good one for us at all. Okay, see, this is a hand where I'm feeling secure-ish and immolating. It only took one of the 2 diamonds that was there. That's not horrible. I'm not completely offended by that. See, it's gonna weaken that a little bit, but that's fine. It's gonna time out sooner or later anyway. And by sooner or later, I mean get that right out of here. By that. Now see, we could 5 of a kind this if we wanted to. Do we want the other yeah, we'll take just the $5 basically. Instead, because I'm pretty sure we still win off that score. Yeah. Our banana died instantly. Well, not instantly, but pretty damn close. Okay, so I'm curious as to how this is gonna work. Because... yeah. Hey! I like this. I think. It should help get us a boatload of money. I mean, yeah, that's 2 slots that we're wasting on econ. Because we don't need that much, but hey. Any goodies in here? Not by enough, really. God, this is gonna probably hurt a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean sheesh. I think I'm gonna have to go for something a little bigger here. Tragically, I couldn't get a straight to come up, but this is not gonna do it for us. Yeah. It's okay. That wasn't really a good run, actually. Like, again... it seemed like an okay thing, but also we had 2 rough diamond in our inventory that were unremoved, which is not as good as one might think at first, because, hey, all those do is money, and it's really only because they had that polychrome effect that they were any good. Game, just please stop it with that. I'll take Drunkard, though, for the extra discards, because those make the game easier. Alright. So, we'll take the sigil. That gives us basically a free win on a... Well... Oh yeah, I should remember to do that. So 10 and 5 are still. Now I'm trying for the straight flush like a complete maniac. It's not gonna happen, is it? Yeah, but we'll take the regular flush anyway. Again, not looking like a great start. We're having a rough time with this, to put it nicely. Does that look... It's not. You technically have a fair chance of a spades flush. Yeah, there we go. There we go. By the telescope, and... I guess just hope that we can get any decent draws here. It's probably not likely to happen, but we all know how much of a jerk this game is, so... You knew that. I don't really think there was much that was worth buying in this, so... No, I'm quitting that one because I clicked that and the game was just like, yeah, you held the mouse button for one plank moment too long. That's it. That actually does kind of upset me on a serious level. Even though it was a terrible run where I wasn't getting anything of value, just the fact that that part wasn't my fault is what bugs me. Because that was an eaten input. Yo, that... Oh, right, that's plus 20. That is huge. I think going for single pair might actually be like a highly viable strategy right now. We'll take that. On the other hand, I have to actually draw into the game not being a complete jerk, but that should be doable. I think. See, we don't even have to worry about sigil then, as a result of that. Ooh, 3 of a kind. And it's 3s, which is very funny, but more importantly, just the fact that it's a stronger hand is nice. The family, I can't do anything with that. Sorry, game. I can't play 4 of a kind or higher on literally only having 3 card hands. That's not how math works. Yeah, let's just start killing random small cards. Because we don't need those very much. Just pad out the big stuff. It'll theoretically work out. It probably won't, but bear with me here. Or don't. Also, look at our hand just being this full of pairs. That's kind of amusing. And by that I mean completely pointless, but eh. Ah, you stop that or something. Sell that now. See, the game thinks it's real funny by being like, hey, yeah, unused discards. Yeah. Listen, I barely have any of those 2 unused in the first place. So. Although, really, if the game just wants to give me some more planet packs, it would be pretty big. I'll buy that and hold it, because it'll come in handy at some point. Buy. Ooh, permanent DNA. Yes. Just go to the next round for now. I'm wondering what would be the best thing for me to do here, because all my cards are vanilla right now. So I guess I'll start cloning 2s, because I will hope for a Wii Joker then. Because that's always a nice one to use, but the game could also just be like, well, hey, what if screw you? What if you didn't get anything that was enjoyable whatsoever? My response to that would be, well, yeah, I'm playing Balatro, I know, but Yeah, we'll take this. Use and get a brainstorm. Joker isn't very useful whatsoever here. Okay, yes, that is compatible, so this lets us actually set up some funny business pretty seriously here. So we'll do that to start with. And now we move this over. You have things in realistically just the worst order possible for that. Oh, is that taking my... It's taking my multipliers from the discard effect of the... Oh, game, you're a bastard, you know that, game? Just the absolute worst. The worst kind of people. Blown that twice. Just barely got away with that. I need more and better jokers at this point, but I can see the game doesn't like the idea of giving me that, so I'll take this thing that's completely useless. Thanks, game. Yeah, we're absolutely fucked, by the way. Just there's no getting out of this. There's no way out of here. You come in, you're in for good. I assume that's the level that Roger Waters thinks, what's his name, always sings at. David Gilmour. Here we go, that's his name. Wait, why was that? Was I only getting 3 hands of fucking... Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, whatever. That's kind of neat in a way. Just because that's got to be quite rare to happen. Alright. Now, game, can you, like, not be a dick for once and give me something that's playable? And the answer to that appears to be... Oh, yes, never mind. The answer to that is yes for once. Holy shit. I'm as shocked as the rest of you. Unfortunately, I'm not shocked by the fact that 2 discards didn't get me to a playable hand. So now I have to sit here hoping that I get cards that'll let me actually win this. Yeah, see, the game is just eventually like, hey, yeah, we gave you something good. Now we're going to kick you in the nads for like an hour. inside of that one run that took me 3 minutes. Don't ask how that works, but it does. Just like King Crimson, it just works. I'll take the arrowhead, and I guess we're playing for spades here. Yeah, see, this will at least make some early blinds super easy. That money is pretty good. That should hopefully get us a little bit of a start on some things. And what will also help us in that regard is opening a world card in our Arcana pack. If we can get more of those, that'd be great. This one is still, well, this is actually quite tough. So let's go with that, I think. Yeah, neither of those will probably ever be our winners, but we'll take them anyway. And we'll take this and hope that the game isn't going to be too much of a butt here, but I mean, who can tell, right? Hey, somehow we're still one-shotting even this. That's pretty impressive. Less impressive is our shop, but you knew that. That's pretty good. High Priestess, though. Buy that. Roll. It's only for 5 rounds, though. Game, you jerk. Nothing worth having comes without the game slapping you in the face once in a while. Now, this will get offset, so we can take that freely, because we have a Golden Joker already. Sadly, no straight flush for us, but whatever. It's fine. That's terrible. Thanks, game. Just hangman a couple of those. Buy that. Don't you be eating my inputs, game. This is going pretty alright so far, which means I'm expecting something terrible to happen sometime soon. That's... Hooray! Hooray! I'm happy anytime we get through any rounds in this, cause jeez. Oops, all sixes is tempting, but only vaguely. Bootstraps is not terribly strong. We'll take the odd Todd and hope that we can get somewhere off the back of that, although we probably don't need more chip upgrades. And indeed, especially if we're going to draw absolutely no odd value cards. Like, does ace even get... No, the ace counts. Okay. I was going to be like, it's so pointless, but less than I thought, actually. Slightly less than I thought, anyway. That dies, that's going to suck. But I also could just sell it now. Oops, all sixes, but this time it's a permanent effect. I'm not that interested in a game. Buy that. Oh, that was silly to do, but we can return it for a free $1 immediately. So at least there's that going for us. Anything nice here? No, and there's a perishable oops all sixes, so I think we've seen all three variants of that in terms of seal types. And a rental spare trousers. That's not happening, folks. Take the negative and go on to the goad. Oh, right. My brain is just kind of shitting itself because I was like, what am I... Right, because spades are my power suit here that has been debuffed. So I'm getting nothing out of that, basically. So excuse me for a sec if I play like hot garbage. Part of it is really just, hey, yeah, most of my strategy has eaten itself here. So I need to realign a little bit. And I guess just pray that the game decides to... No, we're not getting anywhere on this one. Well... Yeah, I'm not surprised there. That's just extremely unfortunate. I started building for something, and again, the game was like, well, what if we just did the one thing that would absolutely ruin it? Which is pretty much just what this entire game is about 99% of the time, really. It's just like, hey, you've got an idea? Well, we're gonna absolutely piss all over it. I'll take the hack, though, and we'll give that a boost. And we can play hands made up mostly of low cards. And theoretically, we can make this fun. If I can draw some of the stuff that'll give boosts to some of those, though, like if I can pull a Wii Joker, that will be absolutely huge. Unfortunately, I don't think the game is necessarily going to want to give us that. We can take Raised Fist, however. And that doesn't sound super useful, but it does sort of reward us for clicking on those small cards and throwing them in the hand by giving us a better multiplier. Buy and use that immediately. Take the grabber. Giving us a very awkward looking 5-2 for our hands discards. That feels really odd. I just want to throw that out because... Oh, man. And then the game's like, hey, you want You want trash again? Not really. Game, I'd like to have a chance to win. I want a hand that's actually good. There we go. So that'll give us a times 16, which is strong enough. Take that. Hierophant 2 of those cards. Turn them into things that give us a little bit more points each. The game has been just absolutely tight-fisted with Jokers, period, now. Like, what, are you mad that I didn't appreciate the fact that you were just completely kicking me constantly, game? Of course I wouldn't like that. Stupid are you? Don't answer that, actually. We'll take the 4 of a kind buff, because we might be able to make some fun happen there, but I don't know for sure. Especially because, hey, yeah, our big resource here that we care about, we want more discards for that, but we don't have them. Yeah, see, the game is not drawing us any more of our 5s whatsoever. Like, where are they? Are they just glued to the bottom of our deck? With sweat or something? So, yeah, we take the L on this one. Just no luck whatsoever. And yeah, this is why I mostly stick to playing just the lower stakes, because those you have a chance to actually do things that work. Hologram, Hex, that works. It's a pity that we oh, no, we can this, and we can get charged for it constantly. Ugh. Fuck. As of course, it doesn't give me any of the cards that I was going in there for to boost the hologram. The game's just like, yeah, I see what you're up to, and yeah. That's kind of a rarity, actually, with those, because, hey, there's 3 cards that do that. It couldn't even give me the one that would be the least useful here. This was a huge mistake. I'll take the Onyx Agate, because at the rate this is going, the game is just sincerely not going to give me anything. We only have 1 hand type this round. That's fine. kind of tend to do that anyway. And a one-shot, and... Cool. Is that... Let's go in here. Hope for goods. Ooh, a polychrome. That's a wild set of shit to put on that card, that's for sure. But that's good, and it boosts the hologram, which is like about as much as we want out of that, really. Skip. And yeah, we take both of these because, yes. Skip for the negative. And hope that the game lets me draw one more. There we go. That's good enough. It's a shame that that polychrome eight of clubs, I think it was. It's a shame that didn't show up, but it's fine. We'll take this anyway. Ooh, negative Mystic Summit. That's pretty alright. I like that. Alright. Jumbo Spectral, you've got to have... Okay, it's got at least some card cloning, but... Of course, it gives us, like, the absolute worst possibility we could hope for. In terms of anything to get out of it, but we'll take it nevertheless. That's foil and it's a clubs, so that's fine. A clubs, yes. I know, that sounds stupid and you're correct. Now that I've said it, I regret it a little bit, but it's too late, unfortunately. None of these are particularly great, but I'll take the pair one because that's the closest we have to a hand that'll just, like, occur by accident. Riff Raff. Pity I can't get rid of that credit card. Otherwise, that would be quite helpful. Oh, no. Remember, it's... Clubs we discard and spades we keep. It's my fault because I couldn't see what that was very well. Despite the fact that I knew about it for that long. Sometimes my eyes just don't like to cooperate super well. But hey, we're getting good numbers now. Pretty good numbers anyway. Tragically, it's still multiplying off of a very weak hand, but that should make it a little better, at least. Kind of unfortunate we have to dump that, because that's a nice card. I'm drawing my stuff. There we go. Play that anyway, and see if I can't, little bit closer to getting here. Five. This will win us the hand, but I am a little scared about how likely we are to actually... It is kind of nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, but sometimes the game's just really fucking rude. Which I'm sure you all knew at this point, but hey. Anything good in this pack? Well, we've got one of these. I can get some more tarot cards, and more importantly, just boost that, which is honestly always good. As long as we stay within the same suit, mostly. I was gonna say, if you just sent it recently... Hang on a second. Is that... Yeah, I saw that. Never mind. I did see that, I just didn't remember exactly what it was, but now that I went back and looked at it... Hey, Iron Fury, how's it going? We're over here having terrible luck, like we often do. Yeah, it was a couple days ago, that's why. Because I forgot. Hanging Shad will be a nice addition to our set here. Because you can get some more boosts off of our Onyx. And possibly can, if we pick up that 8 of Clubs again, that might do some good. Yeah, I saw that you started on a Pokemon Yellow randomizer. Yellow rando is always kind of a challenge. At least to me, I always look at that and it's like, ooh, yeah. No choice of starter Pokemon here. You're just giving us what we've got. All right, dude. And also, Yellow's levels do tend to get a little bit high compared to some Pokemon games. Not like all of them or anything. Oh yeah, we really don't need that riffraff anymore. We can take the Fibonacci instead. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty solid start. And Psychic is workable, especially early on. I mean, I'm not trying to act like, oh, that's not a great move, because it's real good, but also, the thing I'm saying more over here is that it is still coming off of Machamp's stat, which can make it sound a little bit less good, but I mean, it should work for a good while. Oh, you raised the levels by about 20%. Jesus, you really are setting yourself up for maximum pain. Not to be confused with the Max Payne series. Oh, that joke is terrible, just like all the others in the stream, but I digress. Yeah, because, god damn, I think that once you hit the 6th gym, the 5th slash 6th gym, like, doesn't Sabrina have level, like, 50 Pokemon or some bullshit in Yellow? So that could be, well, hilarious, really. But hey, Tav, how you doing there? As you show up for the bad jokes, like you usually do, which is the worst part of the show. Well, yeah, I know. You played through that whole Blue Kaizo. Yeah, you played the Blue Kaizo. Did you play any of the ones after that? I forget. Because, yeah, those are pretty rough, unsurprisingly, but of course you also have to deal with opponents who just break the damn level limits. Yeah, it definitely was. It was a long time ago. That galaxy was quite close by, though. Okay, yeah, so you just solo played Crystal Kaizo. Yeah, because I remember one thing about Crystal Kaizo is that it does actually go past the level limit in some instances. And also, this is not a great hack at all, but I'm taking the stone card, I guess. Yes, good old them not remembering the production company. Production company? I guess technically that's true, but yeah, Indigo is a hack that one's pretty damn mean. I'll say that. I've seen some bits of that. You posted some bits of that too, but that was an eternity ago. Even aside from that, yeah, I've been aware of that one at times, and it's yeah, it's quite impolite, we'll say. And by that I mean it's a loaded it's blatantly horseshit in almost comedic fashion. That's a real way to put it. But I was trying to temper things a little, but why would I do that? That's a fool's errand. Anywho. Yeah. Indigo, is real hard. Wow. I'm absolutely doing this great today. It's almost as good as my play at this game, but I'm trying to think here now because I'm trying to figure out what the math on this is. Right, yeah, it was the sheer amount of sand attack spam, and the game really abusing the fact that, hey, yeah, the AI does not play by the rules for PP whatsoever. Okay, so let me think this through. It's 15 plus 15, 7 plus 7. It's 30, 34, 44. All that stuff gets added to this beforehand, so that's 59, 63 times 1.5. Or if we put this up here, we should be getting 29 times 1.5 is 43.5. Plus another 19. Yeah, it's better to do it this way. Pardon me. Okay, so I'm not completely right about how all this works, but Oh. Right, this is gonna be rough. Second gym at a level 60 Pokemon. Yeah, that sounds about right. Ah, shit. Technically, there's a chance here, but it's not much of one. I mean, that's a decent decent throw, I guess. Oh, we just barely got away with it. Okay. Nice. Yeah, for Indigo, I'm not surprised because I remember that Blue Kaizo did have, like, you were sort of introduced to that as a mechanic kind of early in Blue Kaizo. Like, you didn't fight a real Pokemon with level 100. It was a level 100 Kakuna. But they definitely introduced you to max level Pokemon pretty early in that. So with how Indigo is just like, you know, wheedling on your corpse to put you out when you're on fire, except the piss is acid, I would fully expect them to go all in. Shut up, asshole. Sorry, that was mean. But also, shut up, asshole. I would fully expect them to go all in on them just being like, okay, yeah, we're gonna start introducing real Pokemon that are level 100 to you at the earliest possible convenience. With, of course, you know, calling it a convenience being part of the joke. That's the joke. Wait. Oh crap, we have another choker slot, and we probably have for a little while. You have to have the IP cards. You do not have to have them. You can turn them off if you want to. In fact, you can choose to turn on only certain ones of them if you prefer. So, I don't know, if your biscuits are real burnt about the whole discussion of what is indie surrounding Dave the Diver, surrounding last year's Game Awards, which, like, why the hell would you put any stock into anything that happened at any point anywhere near the Game Awards? You can turn just those off if you want, or you can, if you're a real big fan of The Witcher, you can turn them on, turn just those on. You know, any of that stuff. But yeah, I just left them on because I was like, hey, yeah, a little bit of a change in scenery without me having to turn off the high contrast cards, because I have continuously screwed up on identifying those, so yeah. Oh, that's absolutely useless to me. Thank you, game. That's exactly the sort of thing I like to see. Professor Oak doesn't even give you a starter. That's about the sort of level that it feels like playing those games, basically. So the super hacks. But yeah, I can switch those off, I guess, for a little bit of us seriousing up against the final boss of our run here in a second, after I flounder at this a little bit more. Trying to draw one last club flush here, but the game may not allow it. I have 12 clubs in the deck, so it's not impossible. It's just highly unlikely. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Alright. Yeah, well, I got time for another shot here, but let's see what, yeah, we'll toggle these over to the regular face cards, just for a bit of, regularness. Regularity, I'm bad at words. Anyway. Well, you see, clearly you've got to hold off on doing an Emerald playthrough until you get around to Emerald Kaizo. Because that exists. And I forget how incredibly toxic it is, but I assume that the answer there would be a lot. +1 mult for every consecutive hand played without a scoring face card. Well, let's go for it, and let's just say F it to all of our face cards. Get rid of them as soon as the game will allow us to. If we can. Just start doing Iron Monrom hacks. I mean, that works too. Still, you know, hey, it's a little bit of... If there were even more visual packs, I probably would, like, swap them heavily between rounds, because... Why not? Or at least between streams. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this is a terrible thing to have, actually, because we're playing the Ghost deck. That wasn't my cleverest decision. In fact, this is terrible. I'm restarting on this one. I disentangled myself from all the other things, and now I'm cursed or something. I'm like a sort of person who just cannot think of things except in terms of pre-existing franchises. So I'm the chief of whatever fucking brain trust decided to start making Universes Beyond sets and putting them into the standard rotation or something. Yeah, I mean, Gen 3 is highly stable, I would say, but that could be a bit of its undoing. Yeah, exactly, that's me. Speaking of Chief of the Clowns, I should probably have skipped this for another polychrome. But maybe I'll be able to get away without that, without having to worry about that, rather. Sorry, I had to clear all the marbles out of my mouth. Yeah, Gen 3... Oh, hi. Certificate that's going to absolutely eat the hell out of my wallet. Ooh. I don't know if I want to bother with this thing. Get in. It's probably not going to give me any good seals, but we'll try anyway. It's a money seal. What's our full deck look like? Okay, we're chucking diamonds for now, and yeah, so that's just a gold seal. That's not tremendously good. Gen 3, I'm also sitting here thinking that, like, Gen 3 also Gen 3 was an okay game. I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, it was terrible or anything. But so Gen 2 added new types. Gen 4 added a physical special split. Like, Gen 3, I don't think necessarily took advantage of the position it was in terms of a lot of the Pokemon that were added. Like, new roles didn't really seem to be as much of a thing. It's just sort of there. It's just sort of there, I think, is a good way to basically be put up. Just, yeah, it's just sort of oh, that would be so good right now. Why you gotta tease me with that on turn 1 game? A negative burglar. I wouldn't even care that it's eternal. Why would I get rid of that? Oh, but this is all kind of horse shit. But we'll take the Stuntman, and it's eternal, so we're gonna polychrome it. And I'm going to regret this instantly, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's how, like, anything to do with Stuntman goes. It's just like, you pick it up, and you instantly get kicked in the mush. Metaphorically or otherwise. Yeah, sure. Let's go with... Let's ride the bus. And see if we can't ride that to a little bit of success here. The answer is probably not. Yeah, again, I sort of think of the addition of abilities, natures, and just the overall refactoring of the data structure of Pokemon in Gen 3 as being a less extreme version of what happened with Gen 4 and the physical special split. Let me emphasize less extreme, because boy oh boy, way less extreme. Where it's like, it's neat, but I don't think this makes this game more worth playing than some of the other really good ones, right? Let's click C double. Yeah, Gen 4 is extremely not fun. I don't think it's good. I'm sure that there's gonna be people who will disagree with me, but they're wrong. Because there were a lot of people before BDSP were released who were like, oh, I loved Gen 4. It was my first, but it was also their first generation. Gen 4 were not good games. I'll go even farther than a lot of people will on Gen 4. And I will say, and this might get me, like, exiled from the fan base entirely, that Heart Gold and Soul Silver were not good. Heart Gold, Soul Silver were remakes that did not fix the problems of Gen 2. Because, yes, Gen 2 did have some problems, especially once you entered the post-game and the level scaling. Compacted... Is compacted the word I'm looking for here? But, with the problems of Gen 4 tacked onto it. And then Soul Silver, Heart Gold, Soul Silver also had additional horrible BS tacked on as well, but I digress. And yeah, see, you knew why you were getting it. If you spell it slightly differently, it means testicle. Wait. No, that's an actual Gintama joke. Sorry. Yeah, Gen 4 provided a very good mechanical update in splitting physical and special attacks, so that way they were not just by type anymore. But then the rest of the game is just like, ooh, this is so not ready for prime time. Yeah, I mean, I kind of sit in the general majority of a lot of people. Oh yeah, I should get rid of this now because it's useless to me. Farewell, old friend. You look like something from Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, I sort of side with the majority when it comes to the regional decks of the original Diamond Pearl, that they were a mess. And not just for the reasons that a lot of people say. There were some other things in there that I remember being completely awful from when I played Badusp, which was using literally just an almost undoctored Diamond Pearl Pokedex, and it was pretty ass. But yeah, Gen 5 was definitely quite good, and yeah, people seem to recognize this much now. As far as people being like not fans of it at the time, also fuck you, game, for this. But what else is new? I don't know. I feel like I remember people being a little bit more positive about Gen 5 at the time, but I suppose I don't have a lot of confidence in that. But I mean, also, to be fair, it's like, hey, it's Pokemon fans. They probably were like as toxic as always, because goodness knows Pokemon fans can be served the exact thing that they want, and they will just complain up a huge storm anyway. It's a certain talent that we have that's almost impressive if it weren't really annoying. Anyway, maybe we can just start drowning out our face cards a little bit here. I'll take that. Skip for hopefully getting a better thing here. But yeah, Gen 5, Gen 5's Pokedex, I feel that there were a few, like, minor weaknesses in the regional Pokedex, mostly because, like, I started with Emboar, and I was like, what do I want to get that has Surf? And there were, like, 2 options, I think. So there are some slight places where it's like, this could have been retouched a little bit, but I did like the idea of them actually going into, hey, yeah, we're gonna use all new Pokemon, because they've sort of been gently teasing the idea of hard resetting the Pokedex for a bit of a while, but it took them that long to actually have the cojones to do it. And then, of course, they just brought it back for later games because, yeah. But, of course, the Gen 1 Pokedex isn't without flaws either, like the fact that there's one family of ghosts and no good ghost moves. And all the ghosts are weak to Psychic anyway because they're part poison, because some fucking moron just decided to make half of the Pokemon poison in that gen for some reason. Yeah, see, the problem is I don't really remember what most of those options were. And there was a point where you needed Surf. So you couldn't dawdle forever, unfortunately. But yeah, maybe I just don't remember. Speaking of not remembering, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I probably didn't need to sell that. Right. I ended up picking up Jellicent after I taught something else Surf. I don't remember what it was. It probably was like Herdier, and then I picked up Frillish and I raised it to Jellicent, which, you know, lengthy roundabout thing. Would have worked better if I was not streaming, because then I would have had more free time to, you know. I no longer am the person who enjoys grinding off camera, but you know, maybe that's just me. Anyway, pitch these 2 cards. Can I get a 10 or a 6? I'm hitting a place here where this is turning into a bit of a struggle because of this thing, but I mean, this is an okay card, really. Unfortunately, it's not okay enough for this. But yeah, there were things you could get eventually. I just feel like the early was kind of like, I don't know, it felt a little bit funny. But on the other hand, it did have good starters and a lot of good Pokemon in it, period. Like, interestingly, I feel like the starters are some of the strongest up to that point, despite the fact that, pointedly and perhaps infamously, the starters of Gen 5 had what at the time were the lowest stats, lowest base stats for starters in the series. And in fact, I think any other like low stat starters have only tied them. Perishable, Rental, Hit the Road, or Plain Paradolia, which is gonna be what I pick. Yeah, see, I mean, they're all quite usable, is a big thing. I still mostly stand by Samurott as being one of the better, probably the best out of them, but that's because I just always like the water starters. Because, quite honestly, I think water is the best type out of those three. And also, they, like, always make you put it to good use, so why not get it when you can? When it's completely free. When you don't have to do any work for it. Oh, wear a raincoat, knucklehead. Chuckle nuts, knuckle shuts. Wait. Ooh, this will be fun for a couple turns. Yeah, Gen 6 is quite good. Gen 6, I would say, is underrated. Although, of course, now you've got everybody coming out of the woodwork who's like, oh, yeah, this was always my favorite. Where the fuck were any of you people, like, 10 years ago? When everybody was like, oh, it's the fucking worst. But that's a consequence of Legends ZA being a thing. And also, I'm just always, like, the person who's just, you know, kind of a jerk about a lot of that shit anyway. It's just like, well, I'll absolutely, you know, I'll talk a lot of smack about young people for being somebody who is also at the same time like, hey, yeah, you guys need to stop complaining about how cringe the youths are. Stop acting like your parents about the next generation. Resist the urge to turn into your dad, basically. Anyway. Yeah, with a big asterisk attached for, like, anybody who, you know, I'm not here to comment on literally your dad, but also the line here is just, well, me making fun of how much old people complain about the young people. Anyway. That's enough of me. You didn't do drugs. Well, on ya, buddy. He played it with the sound off. Oh my god, what a... Never mind, I'll judge that. Like, come on. What's even the point at that point, right? Oh, you know, fair enough then. If it's, I'll relent a little bit for cases like that, right? Because hey, let's not be a complete jerk, but also, I thought it was just bad taste. Because to be fair, A lot of people have really bad taste. But you didn't hear it from me. Anyway, yeah, I have a very strong affection for Gen 6. I think the games are pretty good. There are some areas that are a little bit padded. Wow, okay. But he's still fighting that B boss in 16 or 16. God damn it. One of those games. Anyway, so yeah, this thing is going down the toilet now. Give me my $1 back, game. Hooray. Well, good luck. A well wish that will not help you whatsoever, but eh. I think it's worth playing, which you've probably been able to tell by clunky attempts at saying, yeah, it's good. Like I said, couple places that are a little bit padded, like the sequence from the second gym, or pardon me, the first gym up to the second gym is what I meant to say. If I could use the correct words once in a while, it would help. That part of the game is a little bit too long for my liking. And consequently, it does sort of mean that, like, the overall difficulty of the gym battle does end up going down a little bit. Also, we're dead here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That was terrible, game. And you know it. But also, at this point, hey, we are on the highest difficulty, so it should be a little bit rough. Anyway. So, aside from that, I can't really complain about Gen 6 too much. Gen 6 has one of my favorite gym leader designs. Adds a couple of neat Pokemon. I feel like the plot point about, oh, we discovered this new Pokemon type is a little bit, it's applied in a slightly goofy manner, but also that's kind of true in Gen 2 as well, right? Like, you kind of go, well, how the hell did you not know about that in the first place? A little bit, but eh. I'm sure they'll hash something out for that. Is the rest of Gen 6 in Go? I don't really follow Pokemon Go very much, because, well, that kind of passed me by. That didn't hook me the same way, but I also am not much for, like, anything to do with phones, period. Any sort of mobile adjacent gaming, I do all that stuff on computer through emulators. Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I remember a lot of people were just, like, all absolutely crazy about it when it came out, because you know, why wouldn't you be? It felt like it, you know, did something that a lot of people wanted to do with it. From that perspective, like, oh, you could be a Pokemon trainer with a few asterisks attached to it, but I digress. Anyway, yeah, just the point is that phone stuff has very rarely been for me. Yeah, because everybody was like, yeah, you know what, the hell with it, let's just Pokemon Go a little bit, and then, well, those things will never last. Quality of life changes introduced during COVID and waiting for several gens to be available made a huge difference. I can imagine. We're taking one last shot at this because it is nearing about the time when I usually will wrap a stream up. And this hand doesn't look like it has great potential to get me my $7 going into the first shop. In fact, it looks so bad in that regard that I'm going to discard the 4 and the 2. And I'm going to regret that instantly, as we quite frequently do. God, yeah, I remember that. That was like... Truly, the previous generation does not know how to communicate with the youths. Period. I say as somebody who continues to say the phrase, the youths. Anyway, I'm not counting that one as our one last shot, because... Yeah, that's... pretty much, Roundy, pretty much. Just... Ooh! Amazing to see how little she's ever cared about the, you know, some of the current issues of the day, but hey... The modern politician is only interested in acquiring and holding power. No matter what party it is, but definitely there's some of them that are worse than others, but I digress. Anyway. Yeah, that's entirely reasonable, Fury. By the way, just to avoid letting that get washed away in the conversation. Of us dunking on somebody who screwed up really badly and got what they deserved for it, but I digress. And by got what they deserved, I mean their cult of personality became increasingly fervent, but, you know. So here we are with the Guad, but how often I say I digest. How much of that have I made into like a thing? I got that from Brysolf. I think I've told that story. He said that instead of I digress in a couple of his old talkthroughs, and it just accidentally turned into a part of my language forever. It's true, I do say a lot of words. Oh, you meant, sorry. Ceremonial dagger. That's... I'm curious about something. Does this do anything? Can I just sit here and let this thing build? No. Oh. It seemed like a good idea at the time! No, it's random, if anything. It's not to set up jokes. I just forget that I say it now. It's turned into an issue. Well, this thing can go eat dirt. I can tell the game isn't interested in letting me be funny, so... I think in this case, yes, but maybe that's just me being a little bit salty because it's been rough going today. Because these higher stakes do not fuck around. Still struggling with... Oh, yeah, you're on black deck green, right? Yeah. Ugh. Black deck gets really, really hard really fast. I've been... Yeah. 3 hands is absolutely terribly rough to deal with. I guess I'll turn one of these cards gold. Yeah. The sheer amount of just hindrances caused by only getting to play 3 hands per blind is extreme. I think the main things I can say also, this is really telling me we need something more in here to deal with the needle. Otherwise, we're about to have a really bad time. Yeah, of course, as soon as I say something about that, right? Riffraff is a good one if you can get it. Of course, the game seems to be being kind of an asshole to you. I feel like there is not a huge use to playing the first blind, period. Because, like, not getting the full $7 out of that on red or higher just absolutely annihilates you to begin with. Like, it's not great. You might even say that it kind of sucks, if you were so inclined. But in a case like that, where your best is going to be $6 no matter what, even if you get the one-shot hand, or a one-shot hand, I suppose would be a better way to put it, it's almost like frequently going to be not worth playing, which also kind of means, hey, yeah, reset until you get something that's like, that gives you a good joker or something. Because you might not be getting a ton out of blind 2 as a consequence, but if you can get a free rare tag or something, that at least will probably be something kind of good. Hopefully. Actually, I know how this game is, so I probably shouldn't act like the odds of that are that high. This looks like it might only just... Never mind, we did more than enough there. That's good. I was quite concerned, because that seemed like it would only just get us anywhere. Oh well. Ooh. Yeah, we need stronger jokers than this for sure. How many flushes have I played? Is that Supernova even doing anything for us? Only 11? I mean, yeah, and of course, 2 of our cards are consumed with not doing anything, period, so... Spectral Joker, Spectral Pack, pardon me. Sigil, there's no spades there, and it didn't give us spades anyway, so... Ultimately, nothing lost, nothing gained, but, well, that's not true. Something lost and equally something gained, I guess. Sell that on the off chance this will give us something. Ooh. That would have been useful a minute ago or so. Eh. We'll leave that in hand, because... it may still prove useful at some point. Full house. That's not getting us, like, anywhere with it. Oh, boy. I don't like our odds too much here, folks. But I guess I can chuck the gold cards. It's better to stay alive than it is to just throw the game waiting for, you know, that tiny amount of money. We don't even need that much money right now, I don't think, because we're at $41. That's a better hand. Yeah, just barely getting out of there. I need to replace that with something that actually gives me a boost. Unfortunately, that superposition does not count. And I'm not really taken with the banana either, but the Wily Joker does have a guaranteed plus 10 mult. Plus, maybe I could play around the 3 of a kind a little bit. I don't think I have any 3 of a kind. Well, I mean, I do have the opportunity for that. Just not so much here because, yeah. Oh yeah. Diamonds are better. They're odds anyway. Well, I'll see if I ever get around to taking a look at that because yeah. Zelda 2 is hard as fuck, and a randomizer for a game I know very little. That could be rough. I know less about that than I do about Metroid Fusion offhand. At least I've beaten Metroid Fusion a couple times vanilla. Zelda 2, not so much. Do that, I think. Think that's useful? Probably not. Blow those up. Yeah, something like that would probably help a little bit, to put it nicely. Take that planet card, even though I'm probably not using that particular hand very much. Something about that. No, it's just a standard banana. Sell that. I don't think we're gonna use that very much. Wily Joker can stay in because it might happen. Might be useful. There we go, full house. That'll get us the boost from that thing. And you see, it's not actually that useful. I probably should just trade it off if I can find something with a better passive than just plus 10 mult. That might be a bit of a tall order, but the game, well, we already know how rude the game is. And there goes our banana, just immediately. Well, yeah, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by that. Ooh, we'll take a constellation. We'll take a constellation prize. I think I screwed up the joke. Wow. Deja vu, because I think we have some stuff that can benefit from that. Oh yeah, I sure do, because I've got these. That's something at least, I think. If I can draw into actually playing a flush. There we go. Yeah, because I mean, getting an extra 40 chip space on a hand seems pretty good. Oh, plus it triggers Even Steven, right. Unfortunately, I think we're up shit creek without a paddle here. Oh no, we'll take that for the slightly better 3 of a kind. Oh, was there a sigil in there that I missed? Oh, for the love of... Oops. I think it's probably because I was thinking that spades were more important than I thought they actually were, rather. And that's not the build. I misplayed this a lot. I know that, but yeah, that's. And I completely like forgot. Hey, yeah, the only spade buff that you're getting is actually just your Wrathful Joker, which is worth dirt, really. It's the suit buff Jokers. I think they need to, even for the common ones, they need to do something a little more for them, because plus 15 at best doesn't feel like it's that strong, in my opinion. Maybe it's because the one that gets you plus 15 when you have 0 discard is basically just you have plus 15, at least the way I play most of the time. So it feels a little underwhelming, but yeah. We got it handed to us, so it's all right. The game's been a little bit rough in terms of any sort of good RNG period tonight, so it happens. Oh yeah, the luck on Cavendish showing up is just, it's not good. I've had very bad, like, anything with that. Whenever I pick up the banana, it's just like, well, you have like maybe a 10% chance of seeing it when you're so deep into the game that you have a very well set up set of stuff, and it ends up not being very beneficial comparatively. Unfortunately, you know, we really slipped up by losing that banana that early. Oh well.